Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be reading from my novel, No Flowers on the Graves. This book is out and available on Amazon, both as a paperback and an ebook. I'm really very proud of it. I self-published, and the book is it's a tale of love, racism and redemption, and it is set in South Africa during the country's first democratic elections. The story deals with the agony and the complexity of love crossing the barriers of culture and race, and it is symbolic of the country's struggle to find a path to peace and reconciliation. Three lives intertwine as they try to forgive themselves and each other for unspeakable actions while facing an uncertain future. And the question we ask is, can they overcome their prejudices and find happiness, or will history repeat itself? Now, you can tell maybe I'm very nervous about reading this. It was a really hard book to write, and I think as well it's a little bit of a hard book to read. There's no sugarcoating in this book. It's a book of telling it like it is. It is fiction. It is a novel. So take it from there, but it is loosely based on the times and things that happened during that time. If you hear some coughing, it's just my husband in the other room. So I'm just going to read the opening scene, and then we can just read the opening scene. Okay, let's go. It's a revolver. Yes, it's definitely a revolver. It has a fat cylinder with room for 6 bullets, right there between the barrel and the handle. The front of the gun almost touches the space between her eyes. Almost, but not quite. She's pretty sure her eyes are crossing over as she tries to focus on the tip. The muscles in her throat contract and expand as she swallows down a giggle, a laugh. Now would be a bad time to laugh, a very bad time. The metal barrel is dull grey, the handle well-worn wood that can only come from many years of use. How many hands have gripped it? How many fingers have pulled on that trigger? There are tiny wrinkles on the hand of the man who clutches the gun. The barrel shakes a little. The nails on the hand are short, clean. Her eyes fix on the dark finger curling around the trigger. All it has to do is make the come hither sign and she'll be dead. The gun really looks old. When did he clean it last, she wonders. Has he ever cleaned it? Maybe, if he tightens his finger slightly, it will blow up in his face. Maybe, maybe not. An inch? No, less than an inch. That's all that stands between her living and her dying. Isn't her life supposed to be flashing before her eyes right about now? Nothing. Is that what's waiting for her when she dies? Emptiness. Her breathing will end, her heart will stop beating, and her eyes will stare without seeing. First she'll become numb, that disconnected feeling when you take too many pills. Only after that will she hear the bang. The noise will deafen her, and the last moments of her life will be silent. Then the smell of gunpowder and blood. Maybe at the end, that final moment before death, before nothingness, she'll feel something, some pain, where the bullet went in. It will happen so quickly that all these things will be but a moment, a whisper of something before it goes dark. She remembers another man, another voice, a dark cupboard, the same feeling of helplessness and terror. Fuck you, go to the back. Fuck you. This time the man, the one holding the gun, is screaming at her. This time the anger is directed towards her. The way his voice raises at the end of his demand is all for her. Her eyes shift to the left, to the right. She sees nothing but rows and rows of books. Hardback spines with bold letters, thin paperbacks covered in silent words. A metal shelf holding a small white badge with letters typed in thick black ink. Travel. She doesn't want to die. Not yet. 25 is too young to die. He was 18 when he died. Te jonk, she chants inside her head. The man in front of her pushes the gun close, so close. Her arms go up slowly. They feel heavy, as if they're full of these books lining the shelves around her. Her body turns and the barrel now touches her skin. He stabs her in the place where her shoulders meet her spine. She feels him brand her there. Through her shirt, a small hard circle marking her skin. He pokes, keeps poking and shouts and demands. She takes one step forward and then another. Everything is clear. Everything moves in slow motion. Her eyes follow the books. She passes cities she still wants to see, places she wants to live in. Chicago, London, New York, Paris. Who is waiting for her there across the ocean? Who is it that she's not going to meet because her life will probably end today? The aisle ends in a T-junction and she instinctively turns left towards the cookbooks. No, fuck you. The other way, you white bitch. She turns and walks the way he orders. She moves on his command. Words scream at her from all directions. Behind her the man, on her left politics, on her right history. She stumbles into the bookstore's office at the back. There are others here, 2 men with guns, and the rest are store patrons. They're kneeling on the floor, hands stretched out before them as if in prayer. She breathes the new wave of laughter back in. Please don't laugh. Please don't laugh. It becomes a mantra, another refrain in her head. On the ground, the man shouts again. Her knees buckle, and hands splay out onto the cold linoleum floor, just like the others around her. On the floor behind the leg of the desk lies a white price tag with red ink printed on it, 59 Rand 99. The man kneeling to her left whispers, "Is the baby okay?" He shields a woman with his body, but the woman has no bump on her stomach. There's no evidence of a pregnancy. How far along is she? Can a person lose a baby from fear? There's a noise, a quick movement. The back of a gun connects with an old man's head. Blood seeps from a cut and runs past his right eye. She hears a whimper. Is it her? Or is it coming from the woman on her right, the one with gold bangles on her wrists? A green canvas bag appears before her. She drops her ring inside the bag and watches as the people around her do the same with their rings, watches, wallets, and purses. It feels even more like a church service, like the end of the service when you drop your coins inside a collection bag in gratitude to the Lord and His servants. Please don't kill me. Please, God, don't let them kill me. Is she praying? She can't be praying. She doesn't believe in God. Not anymore. Who is she praying to? I'm gonna lock you up, the man with the gun shouts, and the door closes. A moment later it opens again, and a man's voice somewhere in the group on the floor rings out strong, steady. The key is on the inside. How can he be so calm, she wonders. While her whole body shakes and her mind screams, this man to her left sounds almost bored. The man with the gun yanks the key out and the door slams shut. There's a scratching sound as the key turns in the lock. It is quiet. For a second, a minute, an hour. Before the same man from earlier says, "Everyone stay calm. Don't worry, the police will be here soon." She stays on the floor. She's part of the floor. She barely breathes. Words and phrases come to her at random intervals, and she repeats them inside her head until the next phrase replaces the previous one. Please don't kill me. Tejong, Tejong. A shout comes from the other side of the door. Police, we're coming in. The door slams open, and again she hears a whimper. Is it coming from her? That noise. Is she making that noise? She feels hands, 2 strong hands, on her upper arms. They pull her up. Runau, it's okay. It's over now. You're going to be okay, Kriki. She knows that voice. She knows the hands keeping her upright. She sees blue. Blue buttons, blue shirt, lapels on the shoulders, the line of a jaw, rough stubble. Kobus, grey eyes, the creases around his eyes, his short blonde hair. Everything is so clear. He smiles and his arms dwarf her. How did you get here? Her voice is muffled against his shirt. He hushes her and holds his hand against the back of her head, moves her down towards her neck, towards the spot where the man branded her, and she pulls away. He puts an arm around her waist, leads her through the store like a child, towards the aisles with the books. She pulls the other way. She feels the heart steel from his service pistol digging into her side. They walk past the greeting cards, the one she stacked earlier. Happy 21st birthday to our son. With sympathy. Get well soon. So that's the opening of the novel. A little factual information is that opening scene happened to me exactly as I wrote it, until just when Kobus arrived at the scene. But the actual armed robbery almost happened word for word to me. And so there's lots of little bits in the book that are based on truth, but the whole book as a whole is a fiction, a novel. And I encourage you, if you want to know more, if you want to read the book, to go to Amazon and look for it. I will also link it in the description below. And if you do read it, I would much appreciate if you leave a review. Good review, bad review, any review helps an author. Because it will just help lift my book a little bit. Really thank you so much for listening to the reading and me talking about the book. If you want to know anything else or anything more, please leave a comment, ask the question. I'm really happy to answer any questions you have about writing, about the book, publishing, all of those things. So I hope you have a beautiful day and take care of yourself. Bye.